Hey, this is Anand Houston, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through and give you a little bit of information about Tumblr. Now, Tumblr is a social media platform that's not often talked about from the business perspective. The reason is it's a little bit unorthodox. It's got a series of communities and sub-communities that are often very casual in nature, yet the opportunity behind Tumblr is one, it's fantastic for SEO. Unlike a lot of other social media platforms like Twitter or Facebook that kind of hold their data in and makes it difficult for Google to archive them and in their SEO, Tumblr is a public blog. So it's just like using Blogger or Feedly or a WordPress blog. This makes it to where it's incredibly valuable for adding keywords and also in connecting with people. So Tumblr, one of the things that not a lot of people realize, is absolutely massive and the amount of people that consistently use its service. To give you some raw numbers, Tumblr gets about 900 million views per month. To put that in perspective, Pinterest, which is often talked about in being used for business, gets 661,000 views per month. Now, both of these are absolute monsters when it comes to the size of influence inside of them. It's just that Tumblr is a little bit more tricky because not a lot of people know how to navigate the communities and sub-communities within Tumblr. So the difference between Tumblr and some of the other social medias is that it's more like a blog. So unlike Twitter where you blast out short little snippets of text, or LinkedIn where it's very professional and mostly about the company, Tumblr is a place where you can really have your own voice. You don't have to worry about being too professional, and you don't have to worry about having too many rules around what you do. You can really craft your voice in whatever manner you would like. One of the best ways, just like the other social medias, to discover how to best communicate through Tumblr is to take a look at some competitors. So I just looked up global business in the Tumblr search. I found a Tumblr page called All Asia, and you can scroll through here and see what are they talking about. Looks like this one's written in a different language. Let's just see the Global Business Advisor. Sounds pretty similar. So we can see here that he has primarily text-based blogs. Um, you can see that he's got only a little bit of engagement on there. Tumblr more typically is about pictures. You want to think of it like a picture blog. So imagine if you have a blog written, it's 1,500 words and has 8 different paragraphs that break down different pieces of whatever the subject of that blog would be. As opposed to just taking the text from that blog, you would want to have a picture made for each section that can then be broken down to separated sections. So that way there's pictures that can be found that are interesting and engaging to interact with. And in addition to that, it's something that can really help to brand your company. Because when people look up Master Global Business, Tumblr is something, or different business keywords that you have inside there, Tumblr is something that's very likely to pop up. Now, Tumblr is whenever you have a picture, you want to make sure you have a caption attached to every single picture. Think about this like a headline. Just because many people want to look only at photos or GIFs, which is like a moving photo similar to a video, but really just a collection of pictures that all kind of scroll through each other very quickly. And also be sure to have links to each Tumblr post that you have, each picture that you have. Now, with Tumblr, what you want to do when it comes to posting content is make sure that every piece of content you have leads to people either clicking on one of your or being navigated to one of your other social media accounts, or it takes the people to your website. So Tumblr is a place where they find something interesting, you give them the value, you give them the content, and then you inspire them to take the next step in going to your website. By doing this consistently, it'll make it to where you can create your own community. Find other communities within Tumblr. It would take a little bit of research, but this would be a great project for the data entry outsourcers. Have them scour Tumblr, find different people that are influencers in global business, marketing agencies that specialize with global practices, global law firms, anything that's going to be effective for you to connect with. Find what they're doing on Tumblr, reach out to them, share their posts, tag them and link them, and different material that you have. You can see that Tumblr also uses a hashtag system similar to Twitter and Instagram. So these are things that you're definitely going to want to think about using. The thing I would say about Tumblr is when it comes to first starting out, it's not a complete requirement to have a perfect Tumblr setup. Again, Tumblr is a weird place. It's the Austin, Texas of social media. So be cool, have fun with it. Make it something interesting, something engaging. Use it for the buff to your SEO. And as you develop your online presence for your brand, that's when you can really drill deep into going from maybe posting one Tumblr blog a week to posting 2 to 3 items to Tumblr every single day. And that's something that becomes very easy to do, especially as you build out your team of outsourcers and the system behind creating content. Because, like the videos in the social media content videos show, is there is a unlimited amount of content that you can provide for Master Global Business. I've listed out over 100 different topics that you can talk about, and many of these will work perfectly for Tumblr. The last thing that I would say when it comes to Tumblrs is I guess like all the other social medias, engagement is so important. With Tumblr, it's tougher to pop up organically from their search just because there's so much content out there and it's really rather random. You're seeing everything from memes to inspiration to helpful guides to fashion to all kind of stuff. And this is when searching global business. And so it's important that you have a system set up to reach out to these influencers, reach out to your customers, reach out to the people that you want to associate yourself with. Because in doing so, you'll become one of the brands that is influential within those communities in Tumblr. And the great thing about being influential in those communities is that there's very little competition. Not a lot of other businesses are doing this effectively, and it means that you'll be able to connect with those customers and those prospects in a way like no one else can. And this can then expand and spread to your other social media accounts. So, you have any questions about Tumblr? Just take a look at more information online, reach out to me, and that is the long and short of this video. Thank you.